Good morning. So today I just want to talk a little bit about mindset as I always do. I think, I don't actually watch the news much. But obviously at the moment it's just so bonkers that it's important for us to keep an eye on it to a certain extent. But I just want to talk about how we have to control our mindset. So what I mean by that, I don't have an app on my phone. I don't have the news app on my phone. I might see the headlines. My husband informs me what's going on, but I don't actually actively watch the news because, and I know you might think that's head in sand. However, we need to do everything we possibly can to maintain our mindset no matter what. And yes, we need to be aware. Yes, we need to do all we can. However, the most important thing is that we protect our own mindset. So I don't know what protecting your mindset means for you. For me, it's exercising first thing in the morning. It's having that quiet pause every now and then. It's focusing on the breathing. It's taking a pause outside when I feel I need it. So I think there's lots of different things we can do to manage our mindset. But what are you doing to manage your mindset? So as leaders, it's so important that we need to be the one that people follow. Of course, we need to, and actually leadership, I find leadership really fascinating because I love it. As you know, I teach it and I lived it and breathed it. And I think sometimes when we're leading, we go in the middle, we go the front and the back. So it's not always following in front. Sometimes actually leaders is like encouraging everyone of our team to move forward, and we can be at the back to sort of not say catch up the stragglers, but if you know what I mean. So I think it's so important that we are showing up with impact and influence, power and passion. And sometimes that means just not seeing what's going on around the world. I think, but on the other flip side of that, I think every single one of us can make a difference. Every single one, we can make a difference. And what was really interesting last night, I was just browsing through my photos, and I looked at the photos that I was doing when I was doing my videos during lockdown. And it was when we were allowed to have our 20 minutes, half an hour out a day. And I was encouraging everybody then to just maximize that time, because the Prime Minister had given us that gift to be outside, to be in the fresh air. And actually, if I remember, the weather was much better than it is today in the UK. It was, remember, really, really warm. So I think it's just having a think about what you can do today to help you and your mindset. So whether it is exercising, and being in share is absolutely key for me as well. So there's so many things we can do. And so what are you going to do today that maybe you didn't do yesterday, or maybe you've fallen out in a habit to, that can actually make a difference? And I guarantee no one ever, I don't know anyone that ever regrets going to the gym for an exercise class, unless it's or going for a walk or going for a run or whatever it takes. Now, I appreciate sometimes fitting it in is a challenge. However, if you get into a routine, then you don't need to worry about fitting it in. I get up every morning. I go to the gym generally about 6:15. Now, I appreciate, my daughter's 24 now, so we haven't got to worry about the school run. And I appreciate if you're on the school run, that's a challenge because you're busy with getting your kiddies up and schooled and so forth. So I totally get that might not be the right time for you. However, it's doing something in the day that is for you that maintains your mindset, because that is key. So have a little notification on your phone to say, take a breath, breathe, move. Now, I've got an Apple Watch. No, there are lots of other watches available, I know. And it reminds me every hour to stand up, because sometimes if you're on at your desk and can get totally focused on things, we forget. We just sit there and we do our stuff. So actually having little reminders on your phone, or having an alarm on your phone to say, right, time for some fresh air, or whatever it is, can make a real difference. So just that's my thought for the day today. It's probably something you've always thought about, you always do it, but make sure that you do it. And I'd love to know what you're doing, because it can absolutely transform your day. And it's all about the courage to be you, showing up with impact, showing up with influence. We need to do whatever we can to make sure that we're doing that. So look after yourself and have a good day. Take care. Bye.